You are listening to the Gritty Podcast, where we talk about all things gritty.
All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I am Brad Hunt, and Brian Call's behind the camera today. We're out here shooting our bows. Last episode, Brian did a podcast on his bow setup. Today, we are doing my bow setup. So he's shooting the carbon, lucky bugger. I'm shooting the Evo XF33, still 80 pounds. I think it's actually set at 78 for this arrow setup. I'm fortunate. I got almost a 30-inch draw length, so I don't worry about speed like Brian does. My arrow setup, shooting the same arrows, X Impacts, a little different head on the front. So I'm shooting the Annihilator broadheads. Had really good luck with those over the last few years. 125 grain head. I do have a outsert insert system through Black Eagle arrows on this setup anyway. That'll be changing in a week or so. But total grain for the arrow setup is 519 grains at 289 to 291
Feet per second.
Feet per second, correct. Shooting the Helinox, same as Brian on this current setup.
Which is a lighted knot.
Which is a lighted knot, correct. Heat vanes, deboning heat vanes with a true helical on there. So pretty steep helical angle. Recovers faster. Seems to shoot my fixed broadheads better. But we may be trying out the Meet Your Maker by G5, I believe.
Mega Meat.
Mega Meat. That's right. Mega Meat by G5 on this upcoming hunt for Mexico Coues deer. So I'm running the option 8S sight. Brian has been running the 6S. I can get out to about 116 yards. So that's kind of an advantage with speed and also having the 8S oval sight. I just have a lot more travel. When I do run my 6S, which I haven't ran for quite a while, I can get out to about 97 to 98, 99, somewhere in there. On that boat, that sight setup. Running the same quiver. Got the option archery quiver. I've ran it since 2019. I've always been a fan of it. And for this bow, I don't always run it on my other bows, but as of late, for balancing and stuff, I've been running these. I don't even remember what they're called.
They're pretty legit, actually.
They're legit. So like a lot of stocking, especially with the equivalizer, or if you have a long stabilizer. I mean, I got all my weight on this bow, and I can stock with it. I can put it between my legs as I'm crawling down the hillside like this. I've actually been pretty impressed with it.
It's to protect your sight.
Protects your sight from going in the dirt. You can run it this other way, but the way I have my option sight, or my option quiver, I got it on this side with a bunch of nasty mud on there. Running the same QAD that Brian is running. I've always been a fan of a drop away rest. Never been, like, I like the Hamsky rest itself, but Whisker biscuit all the way, 100%.
I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad unless
Morgan saying you can't argue with the result.
You can't argue with the result as long as you're not in super freezing cold temperatures.
Yeah.
You have some issues there, but run the Hamsky. I just don't like my arrow being not contained while I'm stalking like this. I mean, it's not moving, like, doesn't make that much noise. And then I do have for the option archery, I still run the side adapter. So if I want to put the quiver to the side, I can turn these in, lock them down. I can run the quiver on the side if I want to. And I will second Brian on having the AOT adapter or the release holder. It is my favorite by far. Like, I never once question where my release is at any point in time. A lot of times I used to put it in the bino harness. I'd forget it was there, or I'd put it in my pocket. And so it's like, okay, which place is it in at what time? This is like so second nature. It slams on there. The release is always there. We have links. We have a link here, correct. So check out the link in the bio. These are the E2 cams, correct. Brian has the S2s, which are a little more aggressive. I've heard if you have a longer draw length, the S2 cams, some guys like them, most guys don't. They have a long draw length. They're just super aggressive. I've been super happy with the E2 cams, and it shoots fast for what I need it to be, where Brian has to go the S2 cams. So again, 50 yards here, and yeah.
Sun is in your eyes.
Need a new felt. Oh, it is bright.
Fight through that.
It is bright, son. But
it was overcast a moment ago.
It was. As soon as we start to shoot, it goes real bright. I don't have the baby eyes as much as Brian, but need a new felt bad. Grouping, but I'm shooting just a hair high. I will be running the Garmin Zero next week as well for the Mexico trip. And when Brian's like, hey, we're dedicating ourselves to chasing coos deer in Mexico with the bow, I was like, sign me up, man. So that's where my passion's at, is bow hunting coos deer, or just bow hunting in general.
Nice.
We're grouping. We're just, like I said, I'm a little high, a little left. The other two are broadheads. I don't think Brian wants me to go tear up his target.
No.
I haven't shot a lot of broadheads, different broadheads as of late. I shot the Valkrie system at one point a couple years ago. I just like the ease of being able to grab any 125 head that I wanted to and could throw it on. So I've had good luck with the annihilators. That's kind of why I've stuck with the annihilators. One, they're good friends, and I've been happy with the performance of the broadhead. So, and I will say this, where I've been super happy is they shoot up to like 85, 90 yards. They shoot pretty much identical to my field tips without a ton of tuning. As you can see, these two don't light up because they're dead. So Brian has been holding out on me for a very long time, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got this cool thing that's been hanging in the back of my trailer forever. So this is a bow stand. I had no idea what it was. You got your drink holders, you got an arrow holder, bow holder, and a drink holder all in one from Iron Mountain Skull Hangers. So pretty slick setup. Like, come on, Jim, you've been holding out on me and just sending stuff to Brian, and he never uses it. So at least I'd use it. No.
I'm the worst.
It's pretty sweet. Like, I didn't even know it existed. Jim, he, at Iron Mountain Skull Hangers, he does a lot of the hangers that we use, horseshoe hangers. He also does cutouts of like states. We got our Mexico hangers for our coos deer. Yep. Iron Mountain Skull Hangers. So they're all for your, you have table mounts, you have, skull cap type mounts he can make. He can make your full Euro type mounts for your animals. Check him out. I think you can go to initialscent.com to get those ones.
Where are we shooting from?
We are 85 yards. These are the Mega Meat practice tips. So I threw them on, been trying them out with my annihilators, been able to shoot out to like 80, 85 so far. Actually, this is the farthest I've shot in a while. Been shooting around 70, 75. And so far, the Mega Meats are hitting, identical to my annihilators. So this is the practice head. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast on my bow setup. If you haven't checked out Brian's, be sure to go do that. If you haven't checked out the Western Bear Tour, head over to westernbeartour.com. Get all the information there for our 3-city bear tour. And check out the Kodiak films. We have a part 1, a part 2. Killed some great bucks on Kodiak Island. Again, go check it out. Stay gritty.